Hello everyone, it's me Ahmed Radwan, and today we are going to continue with PHP from scratch, and also we are going to continue with cookies and sessions. So let's get started. Last time we spoke about cookies and how to create cookies, how to retrieve them, how to delete cookies. This time we are going to talk about sessions and cookies are almost the same, but there are some differences between them. Let's see how we can use session first. In order to use session, you have to use this function first. Session underscore, then start. This is the one here, and it has no parameters, as you see. Session start just when you are telling the PHP that I want to start a session. Otherwise PHP will not understand that you want to do something with sessions. I have also deleted the cookies in my browser and everything, so we are starting from fresh now. I want to store a value or a variable or anything for a session. So in order to do that, I have to use a super global array or a super global variable, which is called session $_session. And whenever you see $_ you should know this is a super global variable or array that's available anywhere in your script, available in functions, available in classes, available in PHP without function, without classes, available everywhere. So this is the one I want to use, and this is basically an array. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to create a variable or create something to store. So I will give it a name here. Because it's an array, I have to use this square brackets. I will say views like that, and I will give it number 1. So basically I'm creating a session with session start, and I placed the views as a name of this session, and the value of this view or this session is equal to 1, and that's it, nothing more. Now let's save and let's go to the browser and run it. Okay, of course nothing, because I did not ask to echo anything. But let's go to options and cookies here, and as you see here, PHP has created a cookie. The name of this cookie is PHP sysID, sys for session, so it's PHP session ID. I did not create this. My session name is views, but the cookie name is PHP session ID, and the contents is totally different, right? My contents should be 1, but this one is something different. So where are my views stored? Where is this session stored, or what's happening here? Actually, when you create a session like that, PHP will place a cookie in the client browser. This cookie will have only the session ID, and this session ID is going to be stored in the content. It doesn't have the content itself. So where are the contents? So the contents are actually stored on the server, not on the browser, not on the client machine, on your server. So if I go here, WAMP, and I go to this temp folder, I can find here the session. it's just a file here, and as you see here, this ends with 95, this ends with 95, bkh, but it added sys underscore. So the session is not stored actually on the browser. So what is this? This cookie is for what? This cookie is just to look at it as identification card, or session ID. Means we have a session in the server, and this is the file that have or that has the contents of this session. Now if I'm going to open this one, open and notepad, as you can see here, this is what I'm looking for. This is the views, and this is number 1. Let's now close this one, close this, and I want to show you something. I will delete this one, the temp folder. Now if I'm going to refresh, I will have error. This is another proof that the session is actually saved in the temp folder. It asks you here for the temp, and this temp folder is not on the www, it's on the server itself. Can be in any place, but it's not in the www folder. So if it's not exist, you have to create it. If you got such an error, you have to create the folder. I'm gonna create it again. And you have also to make sure you have right access to this temp folder, especially if you are using Linux. Otherwise PHP will not be able to write anything here. Now I click refresh, and sure enough it's working, and sure enough I should have session ID here as session file. Now I want to move to something else. I want to make a script that is somehow useful. So I will just go here and I say I want to create a counter for the visits. So basically I will say if, and as you know, if needs two brackets, two round brackets and two curly brackets like that. The condition is going to be placed here. So I want to say if there is no session at all, means the visitor, this is the first visit ever for this visitor, give it a session 1, give it views number 1. So in order to do that, I can use something like this. I copy this one and I say if is set. Is set means if you have something, okay, is this variable set or not. If it's set, then round brackets, then I place the session views. But actually I'm looking for if not set, not if set. So I have to use the exclamation mark here. If no session, that's this line means if no session, do what? Thunder. If no session, then give it a session number 1, or give it, it's going to be the first visit. If we got session else, then add 1 like that. I can do it like this, plus plus like that, means add 1 to the session. Or if you don't want to do it this way, you can just do it this way. They are equivalent, plus 1. So this line and the previous one was exactly the same, but why should I write much? Just like that, easier. And here I will say echo you have visited this site. Then here I copy this one, use the dot because I want to connect to variables, and no, here again I use times, means you have visited this site 1, 3, 4, 5 times and so on. Let's save it and let's run it here. Refresh. Here it says 2 times. Why 2 times? Because it's counted the previous visit. I want to delete the cookie first, so I'm starting from scratch. Remove cookie. Oh, let's try now saying 1 time, refresh again, 2 times, 3 times, and so on and so forth. It's counting the number of visits. If you go here, 1 cookie, well, sorry, this I have 2 files because I have deleted the cookie, right? And I want to know which one that related to this browser, so I just go here again. This one is end with i6, so this is the one, and open and notepad, and as you can see it says 7, and here also says 7, so everything is working fine. I hope that was useful to you, and thank you very much for watching my video. Next time we are going to talk about how to delete cookies, how to delete sessions. Until then, have a good day or night, and goodbye.